Hey y'all, it's your girl Sunny D. Dame, you want to say hi?
Yo, what up, though?
Go ahead. What cookies? I don't know where you got cookies from, but go ahead.
So while she's talking,
Yeah,
it's the wrap up for 2024, guys. Um, Last show for 2024. It felt like this is our fifth show for all year because
it's been
life.
it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year.
It's like since the summers, like life be life, and people, things happen.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a year, to say the least. I think, and that's what I think we're going to talk about on the show today. We're going to talk about like the year as a whole. We're going to talk about, I guess we could touch on what we learned in this year, and then what if we want to talk about what we're looking forward to next year. About hopefully a lot of us get there, because you know how the end of the year wrap up be. It be real.
It is.
It
It's
be
a one of
real.
those.
Yeah,
It's a funny ha ha and oh no at the same
yeah.
time.
It's like, who gonna be here when this year wrap? That's the real question. But welcome to the Tonight Show again. Let me do some of the. I don't do this very well. Where is
Yeah.
all of our stuff? Hold on, guys, hold on. I'm gonna do it, but we gonna fix it. So you already know the main show brings y'all content with several shows that we're gonna be either bringing back or taking away in the new year, or adding and subtracting, doing what we do best. The main show is here Mondays 10 p.m. So that's not going to change. How to Hustle with Hype will be here Mondays at 2 a.m. on all your podcast platforms. Hold on, let me send. I gotta figure out how to send this. All right, but yeah. So all those things. Unreservedly Us will be back next year.
Question mark?
We're gonna give
Question mark?
more details with that, huh?
Question mark?
Yeah, question mark. We'll see. There's a lot going on, and we're trying to get some structure back into this thing. So um, that's what we're doing now. So that's what we're gonna be talking about. A lot that's gonna be changing for the new year. So um, all of that jazz. I think I got that. I don't
You know
know.
what's ironic?
Huh?
You know what's ironic though?
What?
The two people struggling the most to do the show lately are doing the show right now.
That part. Hold on. Don't do that. That's shady. Oh, that's shady. They ain't throwing out shade today. I don't know.
It's
Um,
life.
why is it saying the error code? Let me see. I'm gonna try to send it again. Because Heinz said he having a problem with the link. So I'm
I
trying.
did originally, um,
You
but
did too?
yeah, I think it was an
I
error on my end because it directed me to Facebook first.
Yeah, I
Usually,
don't
I
know
don't
why
have to.
he did that just now too. I tried to send the link to him, and it just did the same thing. So I'm gonna try to send it again. Let's see. There we go.
See, 2024 at Bugs.
Yeah, it's been ongoing. Hype, if you watching, I just sent it to Messenger because it won't let me text you. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's a lot that's gonna be changing within the last year. If you guys missed the podcast link live show first show, it is on BS3 Network. You can catch it. Look it up. Look for the Pod Link Live Philly live show, and you'll find us. It's a dope show. You guys got to catch it. So I'm not gonna go through all our shows because that's too much to go through. And then like I said, this conversation right now is a lot that's going to change for the new year, hopefully for the better, and make us guys give you better more of us, better of us. We it's been a tough year. Dame, how has your year been? I know my year's been crazy, but how has yours been?
If my if my year would be a drink, it'd be a Long Island iced tea,
Oh,
just
I like
mixed
Long
up. Of
Island.
it's just mixed up and
Gotta see
good
some.
and bad. It's like
I
oh
think
I
my year was. I want to say it was a lot of good, but it was a lot of. I think this year made me really realize what like boundaries. Like I know boundaries, right? But keeping boundaries, setting them and standing on business. Hey Jamie, what's up? Welcome. We're gonna wrap the show tonight. Hope you got something to sip on while we are wrapping the show.
J Dog.
I'm
You know what?
definitely
Why you sip
girl.
on that? Um, I'll let you know that the last part has been very difficult for me.
With the last couple this month.
No, this last part of the year, just from September onward, this is like uh
Yeah.
stressful mentally, emotionally, financially. Um, I just put 2 grand in to buy a new engine for my car.
Mm.
That I had to put another 1,000 to have somebody put it in for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so um,
I mean, I just got a new roof, got slapped with a different
oh,
mortgage.
see, there you go, right
Yeah.
there.
No, like bills have been billing. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I,
Bills
I,
have been billing over here at Sonny's, but at the end of the day, I feel like this year has taught me more about myself than I think any year that I had in the last couple of years. This year, it made me really like reflect. I've reflected a lot. Some of the stuff, like Smooth said all the time, when you look back in the mirror and that person behind you, you got to kind of really get into that, because I feel like that really this year really made me take a look at myself and think about what I could do better. So
you
I
know
think
what?
as much as
Hey,
I
there we
learned
go.
this year, I think I needed to learn it when I needed to learn it. And I just made a post about 10 things from this year. And I think for me, it was really like looking at it now and thinking about it today. It was just like everything happened for a reason. Whether or not I liked it, whether or not I understand the reason behind it now, I feel like it's going to make sense later. And a lot of the stuff that happened this year for me made me really understand myself, understand like to not personalize things, like make it like, even though it's about me, to not personalize it like I did something. I took it as learning lessons, and like instead of trying to change circumstances, I just understood that it, whatever reason, it had to happen.
You know what? For me, it was like a lot of mixed up emotions because Smooth, I
Yeah,
know he lost. He had just, hey guys, you want to say hi?
What's up, bro?
You know, Smooth
Chilling,
lost somebody that
chilling.
was close to
Smooth.
him.
mm,
Um, around the same time that I lost somebody who was like a second mother to me.
mm,
The same time, it was really tough because I didn't know how to feel because she lost her to cancer in
mm,
October. And, I'm still feeling some type of way about that because she was there. She was the first person when my pops died when I was 9. The first person I ran to because my mom, when she wasn't, she was and no dealing with her grief. So I walked away from her, and I didn't know how to feel at the time. I just remember going to her and crying in her arms, and she held me real tight. And to know that she's gone now is like just a different world. Um, there's some other stuff happened. It's like, wow, this growing up thing sucks. Just being an adult, I want somebody else to be an adult for once.
yeah, that
Being an
paying
adult
bills
for,
makes you being a devil. That shit is real.
but
That
you know
I
what?
Hey, adulting is hard.
But yeah, but you know what? I
especially
did.
now in this economy, yeah.
I want to say, but I'm trying to remember the last time I had a great time. Actually, I had a great time this weekend, but prior to that, it was Willie Styles. He had something going on in his life. I was happy to be there for him, and it was a really good time at that point. I just remember having a good
He
time
was
with
saying
him.
he didn't know where you was going with that.
I know, right?
You know,
I'm like,
He was
you know
he
pause.
was scared. Like, what are you about to say?
he
Oh,
he he
you talking about when he
he
had that
threw.
yard
I,
sale, right?
I ain't trying to put all his business out unless he wants it. So, but he threw.
Let him speak his own business. We asking
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
not
That's why I didn't say it.
He
That's why
had
I
that
just said
yard
last time.
sale.
Last time I was with Willie and his friends, and my family, my friends was there too. Just extended family and friends. Had a good time. Had a good party.
Y'all
So
niggas was deep, huh? Y'all had the Sprinter van out that night.
it was a Kia. So
Right.
then then I'm up here watching No, my Detroit Lions beat up on Dallas Cowboys. That's a different story. So, but
See,
Mhm.
we
on to
must
the
not
other
be working
guys.
tonight, huh?
I say they
Go
play the
Niners.
49ers tonight.
Go Niners.
I don't care about tonight. It's next week. That's all that
Okay, so
matters.
Mhm.
hold on. The elephant in the room here now is we went from ceiling fan smooth to Drapes Willie right here. Okay,
What?
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
not the
yeah.
same.
You already know. Willie
He
got
said, "What's
upgraded.
that?"
Willie got
Okay,
upgraded.
You
yeah,
upgraded
my
from
man
ceiling
got
fan to drapes.
yeah.
He
We
had the
went from
Browns
Oh,
ceiling fan
background.
smooth.
Now he got
Yeah, my
Drake.
man got the drapes in the background.
right. No, I
Okay,
just sit in the dining room today instead
little
of my
ambiance
office.
over there. Huh?
They're right. Yeah, no, I'm in the Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
can
I'm
hear you.
just in the dining room today instead of the office. So yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I was running late, sitting up here trying to work on 3 different projects at once.
We all
But yeah, I guess basically what y'all was talking about in terms of I guess the how the
how the
holidays
year been.
going and how the year's been. Yeah. My I mean my year has definitely been like very good and then very fast. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
happening, a lot of things going on. Um, Definitely went into the year not expecting or clueless to how much was going to happen in this year. From getting engaged, getting married, my son graduating high school, and I knew he was graduating high school, but then going to college and all that, what that was going to entail. Doing the whole 30-year reunion with my high school. Um, just so much different stuff that went really well as either planned for or was everything was so in motion, but also going by so fast that it's like almost a blur. Literally just thinking about some of this stuff now, like man, like I did a lot
Yeah.
in the short amount of time, but just blessed, just blessed and happy that everything went really well. Definitely had some unexpected bumps in the road with certain things. Like Dame said, you lose people, you have situations that may not go your way. But I definitely had way more ups than downs this year. Way more. So I was definitely feeling blessed by that. So it's been a great year. So I'm definitely happy with how everything has gone. Nowhere but up from here, baby.
That part.
You know what? Willie came from his high school is top of the nation. Actually, Cass Tech. I gotta give him their props. Congratulations, Willie, for doing that thing.
For sure,
How
appreciate it.
has your year been going?
Oh
Well, how was your
man.
year? If you can talk about like how your year has been as a whole, you can talk about good, bad, and different.
Confusing is what I'll go with. Uh, I
Hey, Hank.
started January. Yeah.
I what's that word? I put my year as a alcoholic drink, and I call it a what is it? Long Island. I
Long
used to
Island
say,
Iced
You
Tea,
said a
my
Long
favorite
Island.
drink.
Yeah, I
yep,
heard that.
yep.
I was trying to get myself signed in, but I had like the phone on. I be trying not to log in on the phone. I be trying to get on a tablet. And low technical difficulties. That's why I let Willie handle all the technical shit. I would say this was something I saw the other day. My year was a shot of Don Julio mixed with Hennessy. This could go either way. Is how these days have been coming. Okay,
But anything is possible.
that's what I'm saying. Like you never know what the hell is at the bottom of this cup if you drink this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Uh, I started off January this year going to the PodCon, and when I get there, it's like 6 degrees, and it's like people down 2 blocks, and I'm like, this is one of the buildings that I work at, so I'm already like, man, who the hell is here, and how can I just ease in the back door? Because this ain't about to be it. Like, this line is entirely too long. And then I seen Nas, so it was like, all right, at least I got somebody to talk to now. And that's when I met Keith and Taya. was talking to Keith about, hey, what's the hive? Because he had on his hoodie. And Taya was standing there recording us. So I'm like, I don't know why this girl is recording us or who the fuck this girl even is. But since she's recording us, let me take off my shoe and, give her the whole rundown. And we turned that into, like Sonny was saying, Podcast Link live show. Available now on the BS3 network. You go under there under new releases, right there is the first show. Second show's coming soon, so just to let y'all know. But yeah, doing this year with the we dropped socks, boots, sunglasses,
Oh, wow.
pocketbooks, the 5th version of the sneakers. It was something else that I can't remember. It's like I said, it's been a whole hell of a lot going on. I almost got locked up on a cleaning job in January too. Like,
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
nigga, the ball called and said, yeah, they called the cops. The cops, nigga, we leaving. I got from out the back of the house. My man was already in the truck, and them niggas pulled up in front of us. It was like, oh shit. And it was
Y'all was getting out. I was like, oh no. Must be niggas.
It was like nigga said he sold a house and can we move this stuff out of the back of the house for him? No doubt. We get there, him and his man is pulling off. Turns out that this nigga didn't get evicted and he just had us moving his stuff out. So when the cops came and they said, do you own this house? Nope. You know who owned this house? Nope. Do you live here? Nope. You know who live here? All I know is the boy who hired us to do the job. Well, what's the name of the company? It's on the side of the truck right here. Like, so it told us, well, if we can't get the boy in contact with the boy, y'all gonna have to empty all the stuff off the truck. I said, all right, no problem. My man, like, bro, we gotta take all this shit off the truck. Like, nigga, we was going to the dump to take all this shit off the truck. All we gotta do is throw it back in his house. We gonna charge this nigga more money for the inconvenience now.
Yeah, that part.
Right.
And we
now
gonna
you got
get
the
out
cops
here.
involved. You got cops.
Like we work hourly, so
hey, listen, I always tell people at work, they paying somebody to worry about this shit, and I'm here hourly. Worrying is for niggas on salary. That was a H2H situation, H2H cleaning, available on Instagram only. Roof and plumbing, flooring, HVAC cleanups, clean outs. You make it worth my while. We'll slide out to Detroit and get Dame's oil change.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like a lot went on this year. Something that I did take from Willie though. I wanted to give my man Willie his flowers, but then he dipped out. The curtains got too steamed for him. Vacation fun. My man Willie talked about. So I ain't up to vacation fun. I'm not a full-fledged adult like Willie. I am planning a reunion though this year for my class. But trying to make them vacations happen. Like my man, all right, there's my man Willie. Let me give my man Willie his credit right here. Vacation Willie inspired me to make sure that I get my vacation in. We don't have a fund exactly now in a vacation account or card. You know what I'm saying? But we're making sure we get those vacations.
That's good. You got to get your rest and relaxation.
That's what I did too this year. I haven't took a vacation in God knows how long, and I took my son, and that boy had the best. We all had the best time, but like it was just watching him in his glory. Like that was probably like one of the highlights of my year was him seeing him do that because we did a road trip to Jackson to Orlando. So Xavier in the car with a bunch of people, and we did a road trip. He did exceptionally well, and I was really proud of him and how he did. And when he got down there, he had a ball.
Right.
I know the road. I know the road trip would be half the fun because like just bidding in the car the whole time. Like
but he did. I was worried because he likes traveling. He's very good on the plane and stuff like that. But that's like 16, 18 hours. As amount of stops we took. And he did really well. So I was happy to do a vacation.
That's a long time.
And that's why I said I can't wait to do more. But we did talk, and we will be flying out next time. Because anybody got time for that.
So yeah, she noticed I said the vacation. Vacations is just me and my wife. Then we going on a trip and a vacation
Good.
this year, where we're going to be bringing those little people.
Much more.
Who hotline?
I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to
Oh,
get
that's
them.
right.
But yeah, but
Put that mute button on
the
real quick.
vacations though with just you and the wife, I'm sure that's a nice break. That's the real break right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's what I need. I need one of those. Well, actually, we kind of did do like a weekend in Atlantic City. That's when that week that was a hilarious ass weekend. That's that weekend I gave everybody edible and we was all stuck at the casino, lost and trying to figure it out. That was hilarious. But I did have some highlights. If I could give my year a drink, like give it a drink, a vibe, I would have to say it was rum and coke. If I had to give it a drink, I wouldn't say Long Island because it wasn't that bad. It just was a lot going on, but I think it was a strong rum and coke.
I was about to say, is it a heavy-handed or was
Oh,
it
it's my kind of rum and coke. So it's like a whole lot of rum and a splash of coke. It's not. It didn't even get the color. That's why the strong as hell. But yeah. So my next question is what I don't want to say what goals, but what do you guys see for 2025? Like what are you looking forward to?
To tell you the truth, I want to see how this country is going to act next month when the new guy gets in charge.
Cheeto take back over.
I want to see how they're going to act now. I mean, because we already see some of the stuff that's going down. Like some of the people are chirping about how, like, wait, now he's reneging on some of the things he said. Like, oh, I can't bring down the prices of food. After he just, that's one of the things
he lied.
How dare he lie to these people?
What?
No, but you know what the funniest thing? One of the funniest things is it was a interview somebody did about them being not illegals, but their parents came over.
Crazy! Wow, I would have never thought that.
It's some people that did an interview, and he said that, yeah, we trust Trump. We trust him. We're not going to be. He's talking about deporting the bad people. We came over here. You talking
about the Discovery program?
The immunity. They got immunity from another president. This couple got immunity from another president, and they have a son now who's born into the country. And they, how Trump is talking about just deporting everybody, basically. And I'm like, you put yourself on TV, you're gonna be one of the first people he's gonna deport, just because.
They gonna say, yo, Channel 6 in Detroit, we're gonna need y'all to go get Larry and Tanya. They were on Wednesday, December 14th. I believe it was a 6 o'clock episode. We're gonna need those niggas. Niggas got to roll.
But you know what I said during this whole election process with a lot of people I know that were talking about Trump and Trump and Trump. I'm gonna vote for Trump. They wasn't even voting, but they was bigging Trump up. And you know what I said? I can't wait till he get in office. Because even if I don't vote for him, I know he's gonna get in office, right? Because a lot of people feel like he should be in office for a number of reasons. I feel like we need him in office, and you want to know why? I feel like people need to learn a big ass lesson. Because if you ain't pay attention to no election, you allowed this, you participated in it for some reason, and now I need you to reap what's about to happen to us.
But you know the crazy thing is, Sonny?
And maybe you'll learn.
It's people the day after the election, the internet was flooded with how can I change my vote? 24 hours, not even 24 hours after the election. It was like
those people that didn't realize that what Trump called Obamacare was actually the Affordable Care Act, and about to lose their insurance.
Oh yeah, mistakes were made.
No. Here's the number one, John. People don't know what a tariff is.
Really? You too? You heard that too, huh? They're like, wait, no, they pay for it. No. No. That, like they said, do your research. They kept trying to tell us, like, we tried to do our research. In fact, we as a black majority, 92% of black women did their research, tried to warn you, and you niggas did not listen.
All I said to the dudes I knew that was Trump, 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 and I said when y'all out here wilding and humping everybody, and then want Keisha to have an abortion, and she can't even take the morning after pill. I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that you on child support and
You know
gotta
what?
pay it. I don't want to hear it.
You know, they're going back to the 60s and 40s, alleyways and coat hangers.
People gonna be dead, but no, not even that. It's gonna be a lot of people having babies that a lot of dudes don't want to take care of. But y'all out here voting for Trump.
I'm just waiting for the chaos to happen.
Well, shit. Just wait till Monday. We ain't gotta wait till he get back in. You know, next Monday's the anniversary. So,
Ooh, no, what? It's nothing's gonna happen then, because yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
I feel like so for me for 2025, what I'm looking forward to. So I'm gonna say I'm looking for a couple of things. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. For me personally, I'm looking for growth as far as my career, and because for those who missed the last show, I actually got promoted, so I'm in another position. So I effectively, like, even though I'm there right now, I really start next year. So to where I'm,
listen, let's applaud that. Let's not just,
so where I'm trying to get
passing
that part. So I'm actually learning more of what I did to start off my career where I work, and I am going to be learning from the supervisor and the head person in that unit as well. So that way, when they choose to leave in maybe a year or two, I will take over that position, and I'll be in the opposition in position to hire somebody that'll work with me, and I'll be supervising. So I'm super excited about that. So career wise, I'm looking forward to that. Life wise, I'm looking forward to what life hands me this year. As much growth as I needed as far as myself personally, I feel like I'm ready to step into the new year and be a little bit more selfish. And like I said, I'm going back to the post that I made today about being selfish. Selfish, not selfish in the point where like it's a negative, but selfish in a way that you care about yourself. I mean, caring about other people's feelings and caring about other people and setting your mental state aside is something that you should not do. I feel like, sometimes we get lost in so many helping other people that it's to the detriment of ourselves. And I want to help people by I'm always here to help anyone, but I can't help it if it's going to be something that's going to negatively affect me.
What they say, you can't fill other people's cup if your cup is empty.
That part, and I've been doing a lot of that, and it's like I'm always here for people, like I am, and it's just like I feel like I've given myself so much that I'm empty, so I need to get back to me, and that's why I said earlier. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like stuff has been happening, and like for me, I think it makes sense. I feel like it's been perfectly aligned to where I need to be going forward, because I feel like a lot of it was hindering where I was progressing to. So now it's like, okay, I understand it. It'll make sense later, but I know, I feel like I'm on the path that I need to be on. Even though letting go, removing yourself from certain people and stuff, or remove yourself from situations and stuff like that is hard to do because you want to be a people pleaser, but and help people, but at the same time, you where you need to be in life, it should be a priority. So I want to be selfish with taking care of me.
So
I take care of anyone else.
So basically, what you was talking about earlier about setting boundaries, you have to set boundaries for yourself as well.
And that's the thing, and that's what I've been working through this with therapy. Like setting boundaries is not a problem for me. Me standing on it.
Yeah, let's say being firm about those boundaries. Yeah,
I know what it is, and I know what I don't want to deal with. But it's like now it's like I'm perfectly fine with letting go of people in the process, because at the end of the day, if all else fails, I could be in the hospital because I'm so messed up, worried about you, and nobody gives a fuck about me. So it's like that type of thing. Like I'm good, you know, I'm working on that path, and it's hard for me to not put others before me. And it's like now I need to be selfish and put me before others. And I understand that with that comes with those harsh boundaries comes a lot of people feeling the way. But at the end of the day, I can't worry about you. I got to worry about me. I'm 40-something years old. I ain't getting no younger. I don't have time to be still worried about you and not worried about me. So that's why I said being selfish sometimes is okay. So I'm saying this to myself because I need to hear it out loud. I've said it. So it's like one of those things. I just want people to know it's okay to be that way.
Oh
it's
yeah,
hard.
for sure.
So that's what I'm looking for me.
Yeah, for me, 2025 is just I definitely wanted to be a continuation of all the good things that I've had this year. Continuing growing into the new things that I got this year, as well as being, continuing to be grateful for, and like you said, continue to focus on the goals that I have for me and my family, including my new family, and then as well as continuing to be more. Be a completionist. That's something that I've actually struggled with in the past, where even though I've had a lot of accomplishments, I had a lot of success in certain things, but I've always struggled with being able to say, okay, this is the end point, and then getting there and finalizing certain things, being always in progress or getting so close to the end, but just never finishing has been something that I have definitely kind of ignored that problem, and I do want to kind of focus on that and make sure that I'm completing certain things. Actually, my wife is always asking me, like, what are you like? What is the end? What does the end look like? What is this? What's going to be your completion goal, or what's the milestone that you got to get to? So I'm trying to keep that in mind, not only with work, but with personal stuff, with, business life, things like that. So definitely trying to do that. Also trying to understand all my goals, everything that I'm involved with in life, saying, okay, what do I want to do with this thing, and how do I want to progress it? Or what do I want to do with this thing, and how do I want to accomplish the next, step in it, or the next milestone in it? Kind of getting that together. I've been challenging some people around me to be conscious of what they want, and not just what they want, but how are they going to get there, and like I told my son, he was working and then trying to go to school, and I'm like, well, where do you see yourself going with this? Because if you don't set out the plan and then follow the plan, you're not going to get there. Same thing with other people. I've been telling them the same thing. So now I got to tell myself that. So and do just that. Follow that plan. Write things down. Be conscious about that goals have to be written down. Action plans have to be written out. Your plans have to be followed in order to get to the goal. So yeah, just trying to do that, and then just finding more time to travel, more time to enjoy things that I enjoy in life. I actually just had that same conversation you were just talking about, Sonny, with the being selfish, because I was trying to describe it too, about how you can be selfish for yourself, but not, like you said, it's not selfish. A negative type of selfish, but more of a take care of myself, trying to say it without saying self-care, but there's more to it than just self-care. It's more.
That's why I use the word selfish, because I feel like when we think about that word selfish, it's negative, but at the same time, it could be a positive. And in this instant, it's not necessarily in a negative, because sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to think of yourself more than anything in certain situations, and you can't be. And you want to help everybody. Yeah, you want to do things. Yeah, you want to do this. You want to make sure this person is always good. And I'm that person. Like, I always want to help people, right? no matter what it is, but that sometimes it's to the detriment of myself.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
it's like I'm over here suffering.
and I know what I ended up calling it is more being centered on self. So sometimes people that like you said, are people pleasers or who are always taking care of others. They're so selfless, and then sometimes you got to come back to yourself, focus on yourself, center on yourself. So you get centered on self, understand what you need in order to keep your cup filled, understand what you need in order to continue to be able to help others, because if you're not able to help yourself, you can't help others. If your cup is empty, you can't fill others. If there's things that are stressing you out or not serving you and not benefiting, then you got to stop those things, because if you continued on that, it doesn't make sense, because that's not helpful for anybody, including yourself either. So yeah, definitely.
Or your partner, and that's where I'm at too, because I feel like with your partner, the person your other half, it's like they watching you go do stuff, and then like you're essentially arguing with them for somebody else, and it's like, what about you?
Exactly.
And like that's the argument you're having with this person. Like you're going back and forth with the person you love that's trying to help you, and you're like, what are you? And it's like, I'm trying to help you. What are you talking about? I'm sure you good. Like, so that's the thing. And like that was like, and I think that was for me, like to take a step back and really see it, because I didn't want to see it like it was this person just telling me like I see this and you just don't see it. And it was like I had to take a step back and see it for what it was. And it wasn't like I couldn't just go off your word. I had to see it for myself. And it's like, yeah, I'm over here arguing with you about what? Like it's not our problem. It's not our problem, but it's an our problem, and it's really not. It's you're in my life and you're trying to protect me, and I'm not seeing this protection. I feel like you're diminishing the situation, and it's like, no, this is what I see what's going on, because I'm outside looking in, and I feel like this is not serving you, and this is causing more problems for you. And I'm the one sitting here when you going through it. This person isn't here to watch you, and I don't like seeing like this. And so it took me to kind of take a step back and be like, oh, I get it now. Because like now we sit over here having arguments about shit we shouldn't even be arguing about, because it's not our problem, it's not an us problem. And that was like, but like I said, it's stuff that I seen myself, but I just didn't want to acknowledge. And that's why I think, like that's how I say, like I really sat back these last couple months and just was like, oh, okay. And then my therapist was like, you know, and I'm like, you tell me every time, and I'm like, what are you doing about it?
Right.
Okay, let me get my life together. So yeah, it's hard, but I don't want to take up. I know we running our mouths.
Nah, we had the little girl came down here anyway.
But she wanted to talk to you.
Right.
What am I looking forward to in 25? I have, like always, a million different things that I'm trying to do.
We already know you everywhere, hands in every pot.
What I really want to do is get the show on the road.
What show would that be?
That would be the Podcast Link live show. Not just the How to Hustle podcast with Hype, episode 159, available next Monday, January 6th. Willie, I gotta send you that file. Recorded it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I really want to take the show on the road. But that comes with a lot of planning and whose family situations and who can get away and who got the money, how much money does it even cost? There's a lot of logistics with the road.
See, I'm down for it. It just be the babysitter situation for me, because I'll be ready to go.
It's that for everybody. If we talking realistically.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like my daughter was like, well, how come I can't go? It's like, because who's watching you while we're doing the show?
Right.
But listen, I'm like, rent an Airbnb, bring the kids, watch your brother. I'm going. Be going for a couple hours.
You know what I want to do for 2025? If it's all possible, we can do a podcast from a central location for all of us.
Oh, that'd be dope. I think that would be dope.
We just get hyped to set it up, and Willie, he got the money. He can just fly everybody.
Big baller, Airbnb.
I got the wrong one on that one.
Willie got a house. He ain't got time for that. He can't be over here with us, helping us with all this. Nah.
My wife already vetoed that, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure she knocking on my door right now, like N-word.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So while
I can't save you, Dame. I can't save you.
Yeah, I understand.
While we're talking about podcasts, what's the podcast goals for 2025?
To actually do them.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
No, hey. You know what? To be honest, I feel like we kind of unintentionally overwhelmed ourselves, and then we life, right? So like you got these grand plans to do all this stuff, have all these shows, and I've like this being to keep it in the buck. I feel like we it was great and it was fun. And would I like to do it, continue it? Yes, to some degree. But I feel like we put a lot on our plates. And then I feel like, too, and I'm going to keep it a buck. I know we're live and everything like that. But I feel like it's a lot that Willie does. And I feel like it's a lot that I would love to learn. So, like, it's not all placed on him. And for me, like, it's just like, well, what I've been dealing with, for me personally, I feel like I kind of, I don't want to say fell out of love, but, like, lost the love for podcasting the way I had it so long ago. Like, do I love it? I absolutely love it. I feel like it's an outlet. It's definitely a dope thing to do. I enjoy it when we do our shows. It's always a good vibe. I think we got a good crew, and it's really good to do, right? But it's like when life's, it lifes.
Mm-hmm.
You just get caught up, and like as much as you want to do a show, you just can't do a show. And like even with Hype, I don't know how you do it, but I'm like, but then you get it done. I wish I had the life that I could just get it in. But I think for me, I want to get to the point for me as far as podcasting is to be more comfortable with doing more of this, like being the person that's going through the show, like this, that, and the third, and then being more comfortable with myself. And also getting to the point where if life and can't nobody do it, I can hold my own for a whole show, right? With any show, whether it's Reservedly Us, Sex with Honey, I could do that. That's not a problem. But like all the other shows, just to be able to hold the audience's attention and keep it for however long we're gonna keep it for. But I feel like when life gets in the way, like there's a lot of stuff that happen. People are in relationships. People are like Willie just got married, so you got I don't know your situation, but like I'm pretty sure you got other stuff outside of podcasting to do. And then, like I said, for the amount of work that you do with our podcast, it's a lot. And a lot of the stuff that we don't know. So we can't necessarily do it without you. This is why I would say, like, to all, like I said in the group, I thank all of y'all because it's hard for us to do this, even on the Monday show, to come do this stuff that we do all the time. Hype got 15 million businesses. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how he's awake. He should be asleep right now.
Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? I commend him because there's, for my life, it doesn't work for me like that. Do I wish it could? Absolutely. Maybe when my son through puberty and he's more settled, maybe so. Because I enjoy podcasting. I want to get back into that spirit when we first started it. When we were doing the quarantine and chills, I want to get that back.
Man, we need another quarantine. We need another pandemic to happen.
That part, but it's
actually, to be real, to Damon's point, the thing of the pandemic and as well as when we started, a lot of that was geared behind the fact that we were looking for that outlet, right? And we were looking for a way to express ourselves. The initial, like you said, the initial love for it. I started off with two other teams before I joined Sunny and Smooth. It was more of like an experiment, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was blogging, at the time I was doing a lot of social media stuff, and I was trying to figure out where I fit in the social media spectrum, as well as where I was going to take blogging to. And then discovering podcasting and doing shows on Blog Talk Radio and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a whole new experience. And then moving from that to video platform during the pandemic, it was like, wow, this is so much. It was so much the energy and the anticipation of being able to do something like this, because we actually have been working on doing video podcasting for I think a year. Either a year or just under a year. We have been talking about it, started experimenting with it, couldn't get it off the ground, finally found a platform, shout out to StreamYard. So,
Yeah.
it became something that was like the passion was behind it, but also it was at a time when we had the time, we had
Yeah,
things
we
that
had
were
more
in the way.
time. Yeah.
And I'm a big opponent of excuse making, but I don't feel like these are excuses, so to speak, but we also have a person like Haim that's on the show that's doing everything, but I also feel like it is different. Life has changed for us. When we started off, this was 10 years ago. Or going on 10 years. It was in 2015.
Yeah, because
And
Zay was a baby then. He was like not even that old.
exactly.
When we doing Blog Talk. Yeah.
I had 2 kids.
I mean, but that's the
11,
thing.
but yeah.
Everybody's life was a little different back then, and mine was a lot different, But it was definitely one of those things where between the time and the focus and the outcome and the goal, right? And we always talked about that, was like, what is our goal with this, and what is our why are we doing this? The why. And when me and my wife first got together, I explained to her that, I was doing this for all these years, mainly because it was a great outlet. It was a replacement for my blogging. We had evolved it. We had grown it. And that hadn't gone as far as we wanted it to go, but it was definitely making progress, as well as the fact that we were doing these different shows, trying to find our niche, trying to find what we wanted. But also things in my life started changing, between, my kids graduating high school, my youngest kids, my older kids having babies, and my jobs changing. I'm actually in my 4th job since this show started. And I actually just took on a new job this year, or last year rather, which evolved even more this year. So there's been so much change and so many things, but then also my life goals have changed. I'm a lot older now, 10 years later, I got more grandkids on the way. I got more things on my plate right now, from my regular job to my business to, me and my wife working on things. So it's always something evolving. And I think that the biggest thing is where this is one of those things that I was talking about earlier. It's where the why of what we're doing, and then the where is it going. For me, it's still a great outlet. Unfortunately, like you said, Sonny, unfortunately, the timing is now in the imbalance of. I had thought about this the last couple of weeks, and then when you brought it up in the group chat, it was one of those things that I had to think back again, like, where am I? Where is this in my life? Where is podcasting in my life? Where is this channel, as well as my own channels? Where are these things in my life? As many of you know, and some of the people that may have recognized in our group, in the Join the Conversation group, I have not been on social media in the last year. I've definitely taken a full on break. I'm on there occasionally. I share stuff. People share stuff with me, but I'm not on there like I used to be. And it's definitely been like a downward trajectory for me being on social media. I just don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. I definitely don't have any passion for it anymore from a social media standpoint, as a consumer, as a user of it. But from a business standpoint, it's even has taken a turn because of just my timing, So I definitely have some things to think about with that as well, and have to think about, and don't feel bad about this. Don't feel any kind of way about this. But I do have a certain level of obligation that I feel to this show and to this team. But also part of that is also my other business is that same obligation. So so don't none of you guys feel bad about that. It all carries over to my other business as well. But when it comes to all the extra stuff, like you said, being on time to the show. Like I was just, like I said, working on 3 different projects here, 2 for work and 1 for personal. It's timing, and timing is
that's why I said, like,
everything. So.
I definitely get that.
Can
Like
y'all
I
hear
said, for
me?
me, my biggest struggle is
Oh yeah,
my
we
son.
can hear you now.
All right,
Yeah, we can hear you.
the tablet froze on me, and then the shit locked up and wouldn't let me. I couldn't do nothing. I could hear y'all, but I couldn't say nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
I was trying to say 12 different things. All right, so a lot to unpack here. Thing one, this is the thing Sonny said, thing Willie said. This is for me. I prioritize this because this is something that I want to do. Something also Willie said that his wife always throws at him. What is the finish line? This was always the finish line. As a kid, my inspirations were Stuart Scott on Sports Center because it
My
wasn't no
man.
podcast and nothing like that, and it was Martin. Martin is the greatest TV show of all time. But in my young mind, I went, this nigga's really just sitting here talking to Sean and like making jokes out of everything. Somebody's job is really to do this. That would be great to do as a fucking job. My
Yep.
mom kept telling me like you should do a radio show and shit. But in 2002, 2003, you like, how the hell you do that? The first time I heard a podcast was trade deadline for the NBA, and Bill Simmons did like a 2-hour podcast about all the trades and shit. This was the best shit I ever heard in my life, because that told me like, oh, you can really do that shit. That's why I always tell people my fucking goal is the Ringer, because he sold that shit for a couple $100 million. Goddamn. That's what the goal is. So
Right.
the only time like I really like, yeah, I got a million different things go on. Everybody got a million different things go on. What I always try to tell myself is just fuck the excuses. Why it's always a reason why you can't do something. What's the reason why you can do it?
Yeah.
And
You know what?
until I get to like the summer when with my regular job, I can't because it's just too much shit going on. But that's why I try to do 3 episodes this week, 4 episodes this week. And that way I can say, all right, Willie, here's December, here's February. And we don't have to worry about this shit. So then when I do have a day or 2 off, and then it's like, hey, Sonny, what you doing at 3:00 on Saturday?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try to squeeze this one in, knowing that I don't even need it for next week because I'm already trying to be a couple of weeks ahead. And when I can't do it, I don't stress myself about it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. We only getting 24 hours in these days. And I can't flex, stretch, or try to make nothing happen that can't happen. So like if it's a week where it's like my wife is working a bunch of days and I got the kids, can't do no episodes. If we're ahead of it, we're ahead of it. If we behind it, we behind it. You just still gotta have shit that you gotta have shit that you want to do that makes you happy. And
Yeah.
social media shit too. I'm on social media for business. I made an Instagram like 4 years before I ever followed anybody, before I ever said a word on there, before I ever made a post. Once I started my old podcast, it was like, well, you kind of need niggas to listen to this shit. And you gotta find some people to listen. And that's how we connected. Willie was listening to my show.
Yeah.
He'd leave comments every week, and I would say, hey, well, listen, since you like it, you want to come the fuck on? But yeah, my social media is completely funneled into shit that makes sense for the podcast. Whenever y'all bring up like a current event, I'm like, what the fuck is that? You got to send me the link beforehand because we don't want me to get on
Because
here.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know about that shit. And I ain't gonna just get on here and lie to the audience about like, oh yeah, I knew about it. I ain't gonna read the post notes. Like, no.
Right.
You know what's funny? I started my journey to this podcast just to support Willie Styles because me and Willie go way back, and I just came on a couple of shows when it was just Blog Talk Radio. I still remember that stupid woman's voice, Blog Talk Radio. So,
Sir.
but then got to know Sonny and Smooth, and they're like, oh, these are cool cats. Then one thing led to another. Pandemic happened. Hey, we're gonna do this new thing. It's called video. Like, huh? People get to see us now.
Right.
Then during the pandemic, nothing else is going on. I'm collecting free money. then all of a sudden, without them asking me, I was a full-fledged member. Like, oh, it's that easy?
No, 'cause he was like
So
our honorary super guest host because he was always on.
I'm like,
Right.
that's
all right.
another one.
But that's why
Uh,
I feel like too for me podcasting, like, you know, Willie know, if y'all like, for y'all that don't like Hype, you weren't here for that, or Dame, you weren't here for that, but my podcast, my blog, I'm sorry, I was just writing my little life, and people were liking it, and that's how I met Willie. And Smooth I knew from school, and I talked him into blogging. But I felt like for me, it's like I've always been that person who thinks very differently. My thought process is probably different than a lot of other people's, and that's what I always had a difference of opinion. It's not necessarily to be different, but that's just I'm a very logical thinker, and I don't necessarily I understand from a non-emotional standpoint, and sometimes I do get in my feelings, right? So I felt like J Rowe talked me into doing podcasting, and then we did the podcast. And it's funny because he's away. Well, actually, he's here now, but he's coming back to start a radio show in my city, and of course he wants to tag me in. But even with that, I feel like it's a great opportunity. I told him I have to think about it because that's a commitment to go outside of my house, find a babysitter.
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff, right? Would that be easier? Absolutely, because my son would not we're nowhere around, to worry about him showing up nude somewhere, or you know how Zay just comes in the camera and just, you know, stands there and wants to be seen, or he want to be heard in the background. As Dame heard him earlier when I was trying to talk at the beginning of the show, and he randomly asked me cookies that I didn't know we had. I don't know. It probably was cat food. I don't know, because he's been eating cat food. But I feel like I do have a real love for podcasts, and I feel like it's a dope outlet. I feel like people, since we've been doing this, people have given some really great feedback, whether or not they're actively commenting on the show. But when I do see people, some people recognize me from the podcast. I feel like the goal for me is to just have a place to, because I'm unapologetic myself all around, but just be myself. And I want people to like me for who I am, not who they think I am, but just like get to know me outside of either knowing me from Facebook, knowing me from Instagram, doing TikTok, and doing my little TikToks, but like just get to know me as a person.
Right.
Like I said, Willie got to know me through my. I'm pointing the other way. This Willie is over here. Yeah, but Willie got to know me from my blog. He got to read my blog. He saying like Smooth. I went to school with Smooth for all of my high school year, and he got to know me more in my blog than he knew me actually in real life person. And that's how we always we clicked as being friends. And even now, even though he's not on the show, he's still a good friend to me. I still support everything that he got going on. I'm very proud of all of his accomplishments. He just got up on here. Hey, Smooth. But I'm proud of what his journey is. That's Smooth. Yeah, I'm proud of where his journey is in life. I'm proud of the person who he is. Oh,
we love you, bro.
He was going to be who he was unapologetically, but just seeing his growth and what he was trying to do for himself and his education and seeing where he is now, I'm very proud. I see it. I follow him on LinkedIn, so I get to see all of that. And I'm very proud because I knew he had a goal. He said it, and that's what that man speak it. He will do it. So I'm very proud to know him and say I went to school. That's my classmate. So you know all that. But I just feel like this podcasting thing, even though it's not necessarily where I want it to be and where I think it should be, I feel like we're doing something amazing and phenomenal with this podcasting. I just got to get back to where I was and get back to it. But I feel like it's a serious thought of like getting back to where it was and then not putting too much on us. If that makes sense. I feel like we bit off more than we could chew, and then life happened and was like, hey, listen, guys, no. So like, you know, we can do it. And the consistency is a big thing with that too.
I like the shows that we did that helps us grow as people. I like the ones that we have with parenting it's
Yes.
nice to know. It's nice to know. Like me and Sonny, we have the same issues with when it comes to not
Parenting.
just our physical health, but also our parenting.
Yeah.
Because me and Sonny suffer from cluster migraine headaches.
Yeah.
Both our kids have special needs.
Yes.
We both learn from each other, and it's I don't know. Misery loves company. I actually,
No, it's not misery.
it's not misery. I'm not saying it's like that, but
think it's because I'm in autism mom groups, and it's funny because like I talk about autism a lot, and I'm in like 3 groups that's autism, and I feel like they put me onto some products that I didn't know would work for my son and help. So I think like even with this podcast, we give each week that we do this podcast, even Hype when he does his podcast, it gives people insight into our thoughts and opinions. It's a lot of people like with blogging. It gives people that camaraderie of I know what they're talking about. I can
Right.
relate to
They
that.
can
Right.
relate. Yeah, it's relatable,
Yeah.
and they feel like they're not alone.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
may not be the most popular podcast, but I feel like the people that follow us know that when they come to this podcast, they're going to hear our unapologetic and
our
truth, and you
Yeah.
got to deal with it. You may not like it because sometimes I don't like what people say to me on here, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I may not agree, but I feel like I think. And even with this podcast, it made me look more into a lot of things. We talked about elections, a lot of those things that made me look into. Like it's stuff that, like to Heinz's point, it's stuff that I didn't know about. I'm like, send me a link because I don't know what y'all talk about. But now I'm more knowledgeable in certain areas than what I would not have been on or didn't even think to be on and stuff like that. Talking about things that are uncomfortable to talk about, especially with Sex with Sonny. Talking about different things about dealing with sexual assault and stuff like that. Even with Willie podcast with Chevy, I miss it so much because we talked about the Marvel things. I feel like I fell off. What if this came back out? And I'm waiting for that to come. And I'm waiting for those conversations. But I feel like in like even with sports, I'm not a big sports fan. I'm watching more sports more now than ever. Basketball.
Well, yeah, your team is winning.
So I fell back in love with my team, the Celtics.
They're winning.
It took it. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even that because now I like the Celtics, but I also like the Bucks. So it's just the camaraderie of the team effort that kind of gets me. So I really like that. Like you can't do without the other. So I like those things. But it made me fall back in love with basketball. And this is what I think. I feel like even when Hype asking me to be a part of the Podcast Link live show, like that was something that I never experienced. It was fun for me. I had a ball. I enjoy it. I enjoy everybody that's on the team. I feel like everybody's dope in their own right. And it's definitely a dope experience to be a part of. I would hope to continue with everybody. And even when we go to other areas, hopefully I can show up there because I think it's a really dope thing to do. And I just feel like as people of color, we don't do a lot of stuff together. And to see that we do stuff together where it's not bashing, even on this podcast, where it's not bashing each other and just having grown-up conversations is always dope to tell. So I feel like that's the one part of podcast that I'll never fall out of love with or never have to get back together because I just love it because I feel like it's a very dope thing to be a part of and to be able to say like this is my stamp on the world. This is what I did, and I hope that my daughter can look back and watch these things. My son can look back and watch these things. And my grandbaby at this point, somebody can go back to what grandma did and said she really had her different points of view.
You know what I miss? You know what I absolutely miss? And I wish we can somehow go back to it if Willie Styles can find the time and find a platform that is not going to mute him or kick him.
The Styles.
Yes.
I'll take over with the
yes.
Man, I just watch that and I'm mad
dude.
With him. We about to get kicked off of YouTube because of that.
Right.
We almost lost our YouTube credit because he like, and it's like crazy because those like, and that's what I say. I feel like us supporting each other in our own endeavors is definitely a dope thing to do. Even like I listen to Hype show. Hype send me the shows. I listen to them. I try to catch the live shows when I'm alive in the week. I've been sick like the last 3 weeks. I'm actually feel better since yesterday, so I'm super excited. And I'm hoping that I don't get nothing between now and the new year. I know it's only a couple days, but my grandbaby just went to daycare today, so I don't know what can happen. I'm
Oh
just
man,
scared.
I'm about to bring you all the germs.
Because it's
Yeah,
like,
that's some new
no, I
shit you
swear to
about to
God,
get
like
in.
y'all know I've been sick for 3 weeks. This is like I've been out popping pills and like at events. Like this is not. I probably gave my germs to other people because I was just like I didn't want to be in the house no more. I'm sick of my house.
That's what other people are for, Sonny. You go
So,
out and
so
cough on a few people and pass that thing off.
Listen, I went to work today. Like, listen, I don't know what to tell
It's a
y'all. Like,
gift.
I'm not about to be in the house.
Yeah, you go to
Lord,
I'm at work, you go,
he,
hush you. Oh damn.
the,
but you
the
know what?
gift, the gift that nobody wants.
That part.
But you know what? It's also a funny show that I would never forget when I first started with you guys. Some caller on a blog talk, some guy called in and was kept calling in and about
Oh,
how come you won't talk about this or this and this, and he just kept calling and just like trying to cuss out loud because like what did this
no.
what
I
just
do
happened?
miss, I know, I do miss Sapphire. I miss
Sapphire,
Sapphire.
yeah,
Oh,
Sapphire's got
Sapphire
some
has
great
some
points and
enlightening
great
conversations. And
insights.
yes,
That was
and
one of
maybe
Smooth's favorite listeners too.
yes.
yeah.
I actually miss Move on this podcast. I don't know if he wants to come join us
Definitely
one
miss
time.
Smooth.
I
You know we
definitely
miss
miss
you,
Move.
Smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was definitely
Something that
dope. Like
y'all
he
was
made
just
us,
talking
he
about.
always was devil's advocate, even though he always was random with it. He always, he held
I,
us accountable. I like
Challenges.
when
He
he cussed me
challenged
out.
he like you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna just do this right here. I'm just gonna bring this point out real quick for you. Just
Hey, yeah, I'm done.
I love you,
Probably over
Smooth.
there
You my
like,
boy.
don't do me, Dame.
No, no,
Smooth like, don't do me.
no,
That part.
no, you my boy, Smooth. You my best friend.
All right. So
What you about to say, Hank?
Y'all was talking about the shutdown. How like that kind of how y'all all kind of it sparked y'all because you really like was stuck in the house. I was
Mhm.
on fire when the shutdown started because we were about to do a podcast convention in Vegas in April of 2020,
Oh
which
man.
was
Mm.
podcasts
well, I
from
want to do a
around the
podcast
country.
convention. I do want to do that next year.
So this was podcasts from around the country, going to Vegas to do like a live show, but it was like a whole weekend thing. You was gonna have a
Mhm.
couple of people performing like 4 different shows from 4 different places, doing like the actual podcast, like couple different parties. Like it was a whole situation. And like I said, that was supposed to have been April. The shutdown was March. And we had another one lined up for October in Miami. So at that time was actually when I left my old podcast and right when I was about to start mine. But before I even started my podcast, I had 2 radio stations and 20 guests lined up
Mm.
because it was like I even my job at that time was had to have a piece of paper in my back pocket stating that I worked for the gas company and that that's where I was going. So I was like one of the only people who wasn't like Dame said, I'm sitting in the house for free. Hell no, I was working more than I ever did in my
I was
life.
working. I was working too. I was the HR. We was working.
Yeah, so like people like
IT,
you
so
and
you know I'm
HR,
always working.
okay,
We
so
had no time off.
people like both of y'all, like I said, I was at the gas company. It would be 4 people on the floor. So like
Mhm.
I would see Sonny go through 600 cubicles and damn, hey, there's Willie. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be like shocked to see a person. You'd be like happy to see a person. But then as soon as that
Mhm.
nigga coughs, you'd be like, oh no, let me get the fuck away from this nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, this is for me. This is the thing that I know is something that I want to do. It's something that I like doing. Uh when you do me and Na talked about this when we did the like not just a little promotional situation, but when we did that last when we did when the show debuted on the BS3 network, and it was like you can pull this shit up on TV and watch it.
Mhm.
And like I can't describe how the feeling was when we got done that first show. Because I did live shows before, because I did plenty of my own live shows.
Hmm.
Uh but trying to work with other people and the whole narrative with Philly is you can't work with niggas from Philly. We're never going to support each other. We're never going to try to pull each other up. We're always just going to try to fight against each other. And I hate that that's the narrative, but that is what it is. And like it's let's disprove that. let's show that you can do this shit. Let's show that it ain't that difficult to do. It's just all about how you look at things, how you carry it, and what's the vision through your eyes. Fuck what the world is telling you. What do you see?
Mhm.
And when we first start putting that together, when Taya first brought it up to me, and I'm like, yeah, well, I've done that a few times. Not really that hard to do. It's just nothing is that hard to do. You just got to do it. You telling people if I have 5 versions of my own sneakers, nothing's that hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, and
I
when
just
she
seen the
said like,
slides too.
oh yeah, I forgot all about that. That was the other product.
That was the one when
Yeah.
you said it, I said he forgetting slides because I saw them.
I
But
said
go
it was something else. I forgot. There's a lot going on this year. Yeah, with 2 different versions of the flip flops, available in any color. Um, but yeah, when she said like, well, let's do like some girls and some guys, you was one of the first people I thought of, because it's like, okay, well, you need somebody who can command an audience. You need somebody that has a good enough personality, somebody that can take a joke, because ultimately, when you get on these, like, it's like anything. It don't matter where you go, and it's the first time you're there. It's going to look weird. It's going to feel weird. You're not going to feel like being all of yourself, because it's like, I don't know if Sonny can take this joke. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
what happened in her life. If this joke could be a trigger, if I say this to Willie and it was like, oh my God, my ex-wife used to do that. So like, you kind of gotta, walk on those eggshells.
Yeah.
And it was like, who can adapt and adjust to that? Sonny can do that.
Yeah,
Like,
because I got
that was
hazed
really
by Dana and Taya about being from Jersey. But I was like, Taya, are we doing this? Are we doing this? Because I know y'all don't like us Jersey folk. What's going on?
I don't.
You go to
I think
Trenton
I,
High School,
I
Well,
don't think
Mr.
I
Clark.
generalized.
Mr. Clark.
You know what? No, Joe
Terrible.
Clark.
He
Joe
went fair.
Clark
He
is
went
in.
fair east side on you.
It's not where I am from. That's a different
He
part
went
of Jersey.
fair
That's
east
actually North
side on you.
Jersey.
Fair East Side.
Yeah, but
He went fair east
my
side, not
son's
Jersey
teacher
east
went
side.
to East Side High.
You said your son's teacher went to east.
Yeah, no,
Went to fair east side.
she's from that area. She went to East Side High, and then one of the deacons in my church went to East Side High. He took us one of our church trips when I was a youth. But yeah,
When I was
Gotcha.
a youth, you sounded.
yeah,
That
that's
was
how
the
you got
first
to say
time
it
you.
when you was
One of
one of
them
them youth.
youths.
I'm about to
You
say
one of them youths.
when you say when I was a youth girl, now that's one of them things that's like, hey, listen, I know you got a life insurance policy.
And do. I got life insurance policy for me and my children.
That's right.
Listen, I got a 403B, a 401k, and I got a pension plan. We ain't playing.
Oh,
You
I'm
know,
not about them things good.
that's grown up adulting right there. Is what they,
That part, I'm trying to figure out how to do a trust for my son because he's autistic, and I'm trying to figure out how to get these kids situated in case something happened to me as far as this house.
Oh yeah, you gotta get those logistics taken care of.
I'll talk to you about that, Sonny. My neighbor actually did something with his son. Not his son. If somebody disliked his son, he put his house in a trust.
Yeah, yeah. I was told to put my house in the trust, but I got to set up a trust for my son. So in case something happened to me, he gets 50% of everything, but it's for to take care of him.
Right. So he's taken care of, and yeah, my neighbor is pretty awesome when it comes to stuff like that. I'm trying to learn more from him.
Yeah,
That's what my 25 is going to be, is about learning and exploring more, not being so afraid to branch out my surroundings. I started this year, but I'm trying to continue growing.
Willie ain't with us today. He quit.
Man, no, his internet quit before he did. So,
Nah, but it's almost time to wrap the show anyway. So it ain't too
oh
late that he ready to go. His computer is ready to go.
no, his wife told him, no, cut the cord,
Hey,
cut the Wi-Fi.
don't do her like that. She ain't supposed to do that.
I miss you, Tan.
Don't do that.
Love you, Tan.
Tan, we
You
love
never
you.
know who- you never know
Mrs.
who's
Styles,
locked
we
in.
love you.
Mrs. Styles.
Nah, because like at the end of the day, that's who she is. Like,
Yeah, Mrs. Styles.
well, that's not
What-
government
what
name.
I
But
just-
we not put her business out there like that.
No, yeah, facts.
And being in her business.
All of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of Styles fans in his crib. Like,
Yeah.
come out, we miss you.
And yeah. But yeah. So before we wrap the show,
The goddamn Lions came back and won the game.
Aw, mistakes were made.
I'm yawning. All right. So before we end the show, let's do final thoughts for 2024. We're gonna let Dame go so he can be quiet after everybody. So everybody.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'll go last.
All right. So Hype, last thoughts of 2024. Since tomorrow is New Year's Eve and people gonna be turned up.
Last thoughts for 2024 are Podcast Link live shows available on the BS3 network. You know what I'm saying? On the new releases. Make sure you go over there and run those numbers up for us. My last thoughts for the year would be like I said, it was a up and down situation. Some days you go up, some days you wake up like, man, so how the fuck is all of this happening today? Or how are we getting to the goal line? Because right now it's 3rd and 26 and things look bleak. But
Yeah.
I sound like a Dallas Cowboys, Ryan.
well, guess what happens when you give Dak the money.
Willie.
Yeah, but 2025, let's just let's see if we can take this thing on the road.
That part. Willie.
He's
Did he
frozen.
freeze? Oh.
And now he's free. He unfrozen, froze himself. Go ahead, Sonny.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. So my last thought for 2024 is it's been real. I am glad to see you go. Nah, for real. I feel like 2024 was definitely a lesson and a blessing. I had a lot of fun this year, but I also had a lot of lessons this year. And I'm appreciative for everything that I had to learn. I'm appreciative for all the experiences I had this year. I'm appreciative for all the good I had this year because it was a lot of good. And this year I had a man, so all year I was, bringing the new year together. So a whole year of relationship that survived all my crazy. So I feel like
after your performance at the second show, the hip hop show, boy,
listen,
you must
don't
really
do
like
that.
me,
Don't
boy.
do me like
Okay.
that.
That one's coming
He
soon.
gonna stick beside me. No, we decided that we stuck with each other. So it is what it is. But no, it's really, I feel like that it was probably outside of my son for the highlight of the year and my grandbaby turning 2. I feel like that was a highlight of my year. Like I actually had a good year with the man. It didn't go awry because I don't really like people, and somehow we made it. We survived. And, we still looking at each other. So that's good.
That's
but
good. That's good.
yeah, because if anybody know me, I'm a two Taurus. You can like you and don't like you in the next minute. Like I don't even know why the fuck this is happening. I don't even like people like in real life. But like, I let you in my space and everything. Like I don't really deal with people. But no, this year was definitely a lesson and a blessing, and I'm appreciative for it. But I hope next year is all about new beginnings and a lot more enjoyment and less stress and drama.
You know what I've never heard somebody say? Like, man, I don't want this year to end. Things have been great. like time you hit the end of December, niggas be like, I'm ready for this shit to be over, man.
Like,
2004
no, because I feel like at the end of the year, everybody go, and at the beginning of the year, everybody get taken out. It'd be like in January, December, it'd be like a lot of people like, oh, we made it to January, you ain't gonna make it to February. Make it to February.
But yeah,
Willie.
all right. Hopefully, y'all can hear me now. My phone's still acting up, or actually, my internet connection is acting up. But anyway, but yeah, just echoing the same thing Sonny said. Lesson and blessings. A lot of blessings. So it's been a great year. Had a great time. Did a lot of new things. Had a lot of new beginnings and new experiences. And looking forward to more of that in 2025. So this year has been a truly great year. Just definitely enjoying it, and want to continue it going into 2025, and looking forward to just more growth, more love, more family, more success.
Dame, now you have the floor.
Okay, I like to say that even though we don't like it, the challenges, the disappointments take along with you as life lessons that's learned. Maybe you can learn from it. Maybe it's just a challenge for you or test that you have to pass. I appreciate coming out of those challenges. Maybe I can learn something from it and move on and do better things with it. Like not everything has to be a challenge that you have to learn from. Sometimes it's just one of those deals, like me getting a new car engine, just one of those things. But maybe from friendships, love lost and gained, you can learn something from that and move on to something better. Like Sunny, no, she's mentioned that before that she had some problems, but all year she's been in love and been very happy. We can tell because she still has a grin on her face. Willie, Willie Styles, you know, tying a knot, being happy for my boy and me. Still loving my family, still trying to be the best husband, father that I can be if they don't stop knocking on my door right now while I'm doing a podcast. I still love them, try to be a better person and try to reach out and grow as a human being at age 46. Still trying to grow and be a better person.
Old as hell.
Still got some maturity.
Wait a minute. I wasn't on mute. I thought I was muted.
No, it's your inner thoughts. We can still hear you.
Intrusive thoughts took over, right?
All right. Well, that's definitely. This is definitely a good way. I feel like to close out the year to talk and share our thoughts and the things and everything. I think this was a definitely dope show, guys. We will see you in 2025. We're gonna take a break and then we'll see you at some point in 2025. But guys, y'all want to say goodbye?
All right, it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Have a happy 2025, happy New Year. You know where to find me at Willie Styles everywhere, at Willie.Styles and a couple other places. Hit me on stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks I'm listening to. A lot of dope stuff that I just dropped into the site, so make sure y'all go check that out. WillieStyles.info for all my links. Get at me.
Come on, Dave.
Sorry, helping my daughter out. Before I go, I like to say that love y'all. Support those who support you. Don't be selfish. Always reach out, have a helping hand, make this world a better place than what was left to us. But you can catch me at Another Level Up on Instagram and Xbox. You can find me at Shinlo21 if you want to follow my streams. I'm also on Twitch with the same gamer tag as Shinlo21.
Come on, Hype.
And I am Hype on Instagram and Twitter. How to Hustle Podcast with Hype, episode 159 will be out next Monday. I messed up the number on the last one. That was 158 with Taya. It's still available on all streaming platforms. Podcast Link Live Show, again, it's available right now under new releases on the BS3 network on your Roku TV apps.
And you already know it's your girl Sunny. I am Sunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find me on Threads as well. And meet me at my blog if you want to catch up with me all the time, unreservedlyme.com. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate you guys. See you in the new year. Bye.
No. Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show, Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media sites.